Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a July, August, September reading for you. I will clarify and fill in these polls of each month for a preview of the summer, essentially in the Northern Hemisphere, and the winter in the Southern Hemisphere. The full moon in Capricorn is in full effect right now. And this can be helping us to focus on the essentials, those clarified, simplified steps that we have to take in order to move something forward or to allow a destination or a clarity about our path to emerge. So full moons are usually about what is being revealed from what has been hidden. So there's a lot that you haven't known, perhaps you felt it. And now is the time to begin to see some of the results of that work, to uncover, to look more deeply at the things that have been blocking you, that have been limiting you. And this might have been seeded in the new moon in Capricorn in January of this year, when there was a lot of flurry of activity around accomplishing something, pulling something together. And in the intervening months, you've actually done the work to kind of clarify and simplify your focus. I'm going to start with July. In the beginning of July, we have the devil. The devil is telling me that there is a habit, a bad habit that you recognize that it may not be obviously damaging, because habits are usually not, but there's something codependent about this habit or this relationship. This can mean just holding on to something that is limiting your present and future experience. This can be holding on to a loved one, an ex that it has not worked out with, it never has. You understand that to be in that relationship means that there's an imbalance of power, there's a false dependency there. And so you are in a position of understanding that this habit could easily be eliminated from your life. So automatic is it. And this indicates that once we try to eliminate a bad habit or our connection to an ex who's still a friend, or an ex who we have lost, that we're still tied to in ways that keep us safe from having to explore something new, that you're aware that this habit is absolutely limiting you. There's no mystery about that. You know what it is, and you know what really you need to surrender. In the end of July, we have the High Priestess. Interesting. So the High Priestess is moving into a place of greater intuition, recalling all memory, not just specific to this habit or the development of this habit, that is not contributing to our productivity. It's keeping us stuck in the same old thing that we've always done. And we have plenty of rationale for that. But the High Priestess, your intuition kicks in. And so at this point, you are really reviewing your personal history, whether that is contained to this life or is acknowledging the guidance of ancestors you have, who are showing you a place where you have been more powerful than this habit. And this is a reminder also that this habit becomes a substitute for the empowerment that you don't feel. So let's clarify this. This is a very profound message I feel like I'm getting for you. The Knave of Pentacles, that's the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and a lot of people here, the Knight of Wands. Interesting. So one of every role, the Page, Queen, and Knight, they all represent different things. The Page of Pentacles begins describing something you're willing to work hard at, something new. And I'm thinking that this is an effort to get yourself separated from this habit or this old relationship. It can even be an ex or a current partner who was an ex. And there's a reason you broke up in the past, and for some reason you're back together, which indicates that you are feeling uncomfortable about it. You are recognizing perhaps that things haven't changed in quite the way that you would like, in order to feel like moving forward is not just a repeat of the past. And it's interesting because you are showing a lot of confidence. You're not even looking in the same direction as this ex. This can be an ex trying to come back, and you're really looking away. You recognize this is over, dead and done. And you're moving forward towards the exploration of something that inspires you, that really comes from your own authentic self, your own natural gifts and talents. You've come a long way there, that you have a position of command or even leadership in this direction that you're currently moving forward in, so that you aren't looking back. You recognize the immaturity of this person, the lack of development, the attachment they still have to this habit or substance, the sense of codependency that they are unable to break free of. And you're really moving forward with a lot of determination towards what you are seeing more and more as your rightful place. This is the wisdom that you've gained from your own experiences, understanding yourself better. This is knowing what your power is. It's not something you need to blast to others, but the Queen of Wands, she communicates that through her presence. Her determination is what inspires others to follow her. In the beginning of August, we have the Eight of Wands. And mind you that this is the height of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Businesses close down, people take vacations in some regions. I mean, it's a sort of social shutout opportunity, which means that you can get rest and recuperation yourself. It feels to me like a staycation opportunity here. Although there's an awful lot of movement, you may be traveling around. It feels focused on your work, your productivity, your connecting with others in a concerted way to achieve something specific, something you couldn't do on your own. This can even be like a class or developing a group or a union or organizing yourselves to accomplish something or to gain some kind of benefit or access as part of a professional effort. But it can involve travel, which I think you always like. You always enjoy travel. In the end of August, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So interesting, because there, in among this activity, there are some offers. There are some movements or efforts that you are invited into and that you do align with, you want to align with greater global or regional efforts in the direction you're working towards. The Knight of Pentacles is like you're in no hurry, you're in no rush. You're really contemplating something that you are beginning, learning how it works, really studying the guide plan, the floor plan of something, looking at where this vision is leading you to help you to calibrate the next step. Despite the speed that this indicates, and certainly the Knight of Wands is talking about moving fast in a hurry, you have the Page of Pentacles here, and the Knight is saying you're doing this on your own time and at your own dime. You're not allowing yourself to be pressured in any way. What's the hurry? And I'm going to clarify this with 3 cards yet again. 10 of Wands. These cards are so slippery. The Knave of Wands and the Devil again. So we're talking about August here. And I do feel like you're releasing something. You've released this habit. You've let it go. Something has exhausted you. It can be the back and forth of this person. It feels like perhaps a childhood friend or a long-term friend that kind of keeps coming back, always wants to check in on you, wants to DM you, wants to just know you're okay, or wants to let you know that they really miss you. And that is burdensome because it doesn't feel authentic. They need you in some way. And that is exhausting because when there was some kind of relationship, it feels as though you did everything. And you didn't get much help or support from them. However, I do see a different person coming back in a new form. So I feel as though this codependency is showing out and performing itself in your life as a way of helping you to release some kind of a bad habit. It's showing up in one way through an older ex, and this may be a current relationship where you're beginning to see the cracks where this person is not exhibiting the maturity or the focus that you would like to see. This person is not growing or stabilizing in a way that you understand is important. Or another possible scenario is that this person is blindly following a family lead, trying to save a family as per by being the hero of a family. And in so doing, they're pursuing their own success or victory or leadership of a tribe or family, a group that has been suffering as a codependent or somewhat dysfunctional unit. That may seem kind of complicated, but I basically see you attempting to purge yourself from the pattern. Not just the individuals involved, whether they're currently involved in your life or not, or whether this is simply you and a habit going through various stages of evolution, you getting closer to creating a plan, a recovery pathway, finding support that you need, networking with others who have similar challenges, support groups of any kind, learning more about a certain kind of dynamic or dependency that you enact, perhaps through your relationships, but it's really about you. So this feels like it's of a piece here, that there is a real focus on your relationship to this habit or this relationship or set of relationships. This can even indicate a family member that may be in some ways the source of a codependency that keeps showing up. And even as you are successfully resolving this former relationship with an ex, as an example, the family member is still there supporting or fueling a habit in some way. They may be unaware. It's unlikely that they're unaware. they may share in a negative pattern or habit with you. And that makes it harder for you to work with them to heal this. It makes it necessary for you to find an individual path of recovery. It isn't that you can't share that, but you're very clear this is about you and your productivity, your advancement. It feels very career oriented. You want to get ahead. In the beginning of September, the Ace of Wands, hooray! This feels like something new, something bright. This can be a break with a former pattern. This can also be the substitution of a healthy habit, a way of addressing whole well-being, comprehensive well-being, aligning yourself with a different set of associations, activities that do not live in this habit, in this lifestyle that you've been pursuing for a while. This is something that you are excited about, you are energized by. And towards the end of September, the Eight of Cups talks about you finally moving away from a very familiar, comfortable in the sense of the devil you know, not challenging you, not disturbing you, this pattern, this routine that's become boring to you. I feel like this habit or addiction or substance issue has become a bore. It's become a routine. It's routinized your life. You are staying safe, but you aren't being challenged in the way that you desperately want to be. You recognize that the challenge of this, breaking free from this habit, or of simply advancing in the way that feels good to you, that lends the kind of significance to your life that you feel is an authentic reflection of who you are. That's where you're moving to. You know that taking on this challenge, as scary as it might be, as uncomfortable as it surely is going to lead to your not just happiness, your satisfaction with yourself. The idea that you're keeping a promise to yourself, you're accomplishing something that sets you on a new, healthier course. This is the contentment you feel in overcoming this challenge. And that's what you're going for. So I'm going to clarify with 3 cards. Boy, the people are really rife here. We have the Knight of Pentacles yet again. And 2 more, please. The Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Hallelujah. Not a person. I like that, although there are several. Yeah. You're trying to change your lifestyle. You're tired of being tired of being bored, tired of being in a rut. You're looking for your authentic self in an authentic, deeply connected, joyful union. So I do see many of you looking for a relationship that is really brings you the joy and the ability that fuels your work, your purpose. The Knight of Pentacles on each side of the Ace of Wands with another ace here really shows that you are taking all the steps, putting in all the effort to move procedurally at your own pace. This is really about supplying yourself with a need, understanding that what you need is to be successful in this way, to move forward with inspiration towards a solution, to get yourself out of a rut. And the Queen of Cups is really a deeper reversal of your understanding of what is expected of you by others and your rejection of that. You are a loving, supportive, thoughtful, highly creative, and intelligent individual that can attend to your own accomplishments with all the energy that you've expended taking care of others. That is part of the brutal truth that you are facing. Not moving in that direction is what is creating a sense of stagnancy, of being being safe, being comfortable, sticking with what you know, not stepping outside of that because of fears, really. If you're moving into the unknown, it is perfectly natural and healthy to have fears. You would be foolish not to. Why would you not be fearful of what you don't know? That's what makes it scary. And it's more than simply the unknown. It is what is unknown to you, moving to a new level, accepting greater responsibility for who you are, putting out your thoughts that are authentic to you, innovating a way to create a breakthrough for yourself, asking questions, looking for your truth above all else, finding a sense of justice for what you've experienced in some kind of dysfunction or codependency, particularly for children. Adult children of alcoholics is just an example of the way that substance abuse negatively impacts children and literally rewires their brain. Trauma rewires the brain. It creates gaps in one's ability to think or to even comprehend the reality they're experiencing. So there's some refiring of your own neurons here in this revelation. The things that you weren't seeing, you experienced, but you didn't know what you were experiencing. You were too young. The trauma prevented you from hearing, seeing, learning, understanding what you were experiencing. And here the understanding comes in a way that breaks you free from a routine, a boring lifestyle that you have been cycling through over and over again. You're on the road to recovery here. I'm going to finish this reading, Pisces, with a crystal oracle, and the Numite came. I like the Numite. As a Capricorn, it's that nice black, hard looking stone. And the key word is strength. I am strong in mind, body, and spirit. Pisces, I hope you feel that, because what you're enacting here is nothing short of heroic, of exceptional. Breaking free from a pattern of trauma takes every fiber of our experience, our knowledge, our love of self, our desire to meet our potential. So I hope this was insightful. If you resonated with any of this, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. You know I love you, your presence here with me. Until next time, namaste.